The Nowata Methodist Church is happy to produce a lot of different content for the edification of Christ's church throughout the world. This daily segment that you're listening to right now corresponds with the Daily Bible Reading Challenge, which is hosted by Christ Church in Moscow, Idaho. If you want to download the list of readings that they publish for yourself or learn more about this challenge, this initiative, go to biblereading.christkirk.com. I'm Jeffrey Rickman. I'm the pastor here in Nowata, and I read from the Berean Standard Bible, which you can also find at berean.bible. Consider subscribing to this podcast to be a part of this daily effort to grow in familiarity with and love of God's holy word. Let's dive in for today. Hi, friends. Yesterday we finished Nehemiah. Today we're taking kind of an in-between. It's not a break, but we're going to be reading just from Proverbs and Psalms a bit, consulting a lot more ancient Hebrew wisdom and poetry. So get in that mindset, whatever that mindset is that can appreciate. I'm going to go a little bit slower than usual so we can kind of mull these thoughts over. Hope it's a blessing to you. Here we go. Starting in Proverbs 17. Better a dry morsel in quietness than a house full of feasting with strife. A wise servant will rule over a disgraceful son and share his inheritance as one of the brothers. A crucible for silver and a furnace for gold, but the Lord is the tester of hearts. A wicked man listens to evil lips. A liar gives ear to a destructive tongue. He who mocks the poor insults their maker. Whoever gloats over calamity will not go unpunished. Grandchildren are the crown of the aged, and the glory of a son is his father. Eloquent words are unfit for a fool. How much worse are lying lips to a ruler? A bribe is a charm to its giver. Wherever he turns, he succeeds. Whoever conceals an offense promotes love, but he who brings it up separates friends. A rebuke cuts into a man of discernment, deeper than 100 lashes cut into a fool. An evil man seeks only rebellion. A cruel messenger will be sent against him. It is better to meet a bear robbed of her cubs than a fool in his folly. If anyone returns evil for good, evil will never leave his house. To start a quarrel is to release a flood, so abandon the dispute before it breaks out. Acquitting the guilty and condemning the righteous, both are detestable to the Lord. Why should the fool have money in his hand with no intention of buying wisdom? A friend loves at all times, and a brother is born for adversity. A man lacking judgment strikes hands in pledge and puts up security for his neighbor. He who loves transgression loves strife. He who builds his gate high invites destruction. The one with a perverse heart finds no good, and he whose tongue is deceitful falls into trouble. A man fathers a fool to his own grief. The father of a fool has no joy. A joyful heart is good medicine, but a broken spirit dries up the bone. A wicked man takes a covert bribe to subvert the course of justice. Wisdom is the focus of discerning, but the eyes of a fool wander to the ends of the earth. A foolish son brings grief to his father, and bitterness to her who bore him. It is surely not good to punish the innocent, or to flog a noble for his honesty. A man of knowledge restrains his words, and a man of understanding maintains a calm spirit. Even a fool is considered wise if he keeps silent, and discerning when he holds his tongue. Proverbs 18. He who isolates himself pursues selfish desires. He rebels against all sound judgment. A fool does not delight in understanding, but only in airing his opinions. With a wicked man comes contempt as well, and shame is accompanied by disgrace. The words of a man's mouth are deep waters. The fountain of wisdom is a bubbling brook. Showing partiality to the wicked is not good, nor is depriving the innocent of justice. A fool's lips bring him strife, and his mouth invites a beating. A fool's mouth is his ruin, and his lips are a snare to his soul. The words of a gossip are like choice morsels that go down into the inmost being. Whoever is slothful in his work is brother to him who destroys. The name of the Lord is a strong tower. The righteous run to it and are safe. A rich man's wealth is his fortified city. It is like a high wall in his imagination. Before his downfall, a man's heart is proud, but humility comes before honor. He who answers a matter before he hears it, this is a folly and disgrace to him. The spirit of a man can endure his sickness, but who can survive a broken spirit? The heart of the discerning acquires knowledge, and the ear of the wise seeks it out. A man's gift opens doors for him and brings him before great men. The first to state his case seems right, until another comes and cross-examines him. Casting the lot ends quarrels, and separates strong opponents. An offended brother is harder to win than a fortified city, and disputes are like the bars of a castle. From the fruit of his mouth a man's belly is filled. With the harvest from his lips he is satisfied. Life and death are in the power of the tongue, and those who love it will eat its fruit. He who finds a wife finds a good thing, and obtains favor from the Lord. The poor man pleads for mercy, but the rich man answers harshly. A man of many companions may come to ruin, but there is a friend who stays closer than a brother. Proverbs 19. Better a poor man who walks with integrity than a fool whose lips are perverse. Even zeal is no good without knowledge, and he who hurries his footsteps misses the mark. A man's own folly subverts his way, yet his heart rages against the Lord. Wealth attracts many friends, but a poor man is deserted by his friend. A false witness will not go unpunished, and one who utters lies will not escape. Many seek the favor of the prince, and everyone is a friend of the gift giver. All the brothers of a poor man hate him. How much more do his friends avoid him? He may pursue them with pleading, but they are nowhere to be found. He who acquires wisdom loves himself. One who safeguards understanding will find success. A false witness will not go unpunished, and one who pours out lies will perish. Luxury is unseemly for a fool. How much worse for a slave to rule over princes? A man's insight gives him patience, and his virtue is to overlook an offense. A king's rage is like the roar of a lion, but his favor is like dew on the grass. A foolish son is his father's ruin, and a quarrelsome wife is like a constant dripping. Houses and wealth are inherited from fathers, but a prudent wife is from the Lord. Laziness brings on deep sleep, and an idle soul will suffer hunger. He who keeps a commandment preserves his soul, but he who is careless in his ways will die. Kindness to the poor is a loan to the Lord, and he will repay the lender. Discipline your son, for in that there is hope. Do not be party to his death. A man of great anger must pay the penalty. If you rescue him, you will have to do so again. Listen to counsel and accept discipline, that you may be wise the rest of your days. Many plans are in a man's heart, but the purpose of the Lord will prevail. The desire of a man is loving devotion. Better to be poor than a liar. The fear of the Lord leads to life, that one may rest content without visitation from harm. The slacker buries his hand in the dish. He will not even bring it back to his mouth. Strike a mocker, and the simple will beware. Rebuke the discerning man, and he will gain knowledge. He who assaults his father or evicts his mother is a son who brings shame and disgrace. If you cease to hear instruction, my son, you will stray from the words of knowledge. A corrupt witness mocks justice, and a wicked mouth swallows iniquity. Judgments are prepared for mockers, and beatings for the backs of fools. That's it for Proverbs today. Now we're going to do Psalms 40 and 41. Here's Psalm 40. I waited patiently for the Lord. He inclined to me and heard my cry. He lifted me up out of the pit of despair, out of the miry clay. He set my feet upon a rock and made my footsteps firm. He put a new song in my mouth, a hymn of praise to our God. Many will see and fear and put their trust in the Lord. Blessed is the man who has made the Lord his trust, who has not turned to the proud, nor to those who lapse into falsehood. Many, O Lord my God, are the wonders you have done, and the plans you have for us. None can compare to you. If I proclaim and declare them, they are more than I can count. Sacrifice and offering you did not desire, but my ears you have opened. Burnt offerings and sin offerings you did not require. Then he said, Here I am, I have come. It is written about me in the scroll. I delight to do your will, O my God. Your law is within my heart. I proclaim righteousness in the great assembly. Behold, I do not seal my lips, as you, O Lord, do know. I have not covered up your righteousness in my heart. I have declared your faithfulness and salvation. I have not concealed your loving devotion and faithfulness from the great assembly. O Lord, do not withhold your mercy from me. Your loving devotion and faithfulness will always guard me. For evils without number surround me. My sins have overtaken me so that I cannot see. They are more than the hairs of my head, and my heart has failed within me. Be pleased, O Lord, to deliver me. Hurry, O Lord, to help me. May those who seek my life be ashamed and confounded. May those who wish me harm be repelled and humiliated. May those who say to me, Aha, aha, be appalled at their own shame. May all who seek you rejoice and be glad in you. May those who love your salvation always say, The Lord be magnified. But I am poor and needy. May the Lord think of me. You are my helper and deliverer. Oh my God, do not delay. Psalm 41. Blessed is the one who cares for the poor. The Lord will deliver him in the day of trouble. The Lord will protect and preserve him. He will bless him in the land and refuse to surrender him to the will of his foes. The Lord will sustain him on his bed of illness and restore him from his bed of sickness. I said, O Lord, be gracious to me. Heal me, for I have sinned against you. My enemies say with malice, When will he die and be forgotten? My visitor speaks falsehood. He gathers slander in his heart. He goes out and spreads it abroad. All who hate me whisper against me. They imagine the worst for me. A vile disease has been poured into him. He will never get up from where he lies. Even my close friend, whom I trusted, the one who shared my bread, has lifted up his heel against me. But you, O Lord, be gracious to me and raise me up, that I may repay them. By this I know that you delight in me, for my enemy does not triumph over me. In my integrity you uphold me, and set me in your presence forever. Blessed be the Lord, the God of Israel, from everlasting to everlasting. Amen and amen. The word of the Lord. I hope I went at a good pace for you. There was a lot of really good stuff there, and I thought in particular about a lot of the political commentary that we ingest lately. There was one line in particular, that a fool loves sharing his opinions. And that a fool is even thought wise whenever he learns to shut up. That's my words for what Solomon said. Good wisdom there. It's really hard to be quiet sometimes. All right, that'll be it for us today. And I'll see you tomorrow.